Take you back to 2019 when I started talking about um, running for U.S. Senate, the earlier part of the year. I sat down with my friends and I said, some of them from labor that I've worked with in the past, some of them were organizers, and I said, you know what? I said, Tennessee is a battleground state, and we're going to fight for it. And they said, okay, how do you do that? I told my sister, I said, I think I'm running for U.S. Senate. She said, wait a minute. That costs a lot of money. She said, how are we going to get that money? I said, I don't know, but I'm going to find a way. Well, if you look at the primary, you see I found a way. It was the same way that I learned from my mother organizing from a PTA meeting because a military landfill was across the street from my elementary school, and 17 other schools were around that. Looking at her, my father, and other members of the community, teachers, clergymen, and small business owners come together gave me a great foundation of what people power looks like against a budget that's the biggest in the world, the Department of Defense, right? And so we were looking for transparency and accountability in environmental laws because we were experiencing environmental racism. Environmental racism in Memphis looks like 220 Superfund sites on their national priority list, archived, or active. And the state of Tennessee has 1,100. That's hindsight. I had to get there. And it was learning how to knock on doors to get other people involved in the process. Other voters involved in holding their elected officials accountable. Other voters going to agency meetings, asking questions, looking for transparency and accountability. So knocking door to door in my neighborhood, it grew into a career where I went through the AFL-CIO Organizing Institute and I was placed with Unite Here, service workers. And then I looked how hard people work throughout the United States and in my South Memphis community. I can go through a community and I can tell where it's a wealthy community or it's a struggling community based on the infrastructure that's there from years of organizing. And what I found out as an organizer for 25 years, I always got the best result of people getting invested in making change is when you listen to their narratives. And you take those narratives and you implement them in your contract or policy, for this case. And so that's what we have right now. When you go to my website, every sentence reflects a narrative that someone trusted me with because they wanted resolution to an issue that was happening in their community or within their family. That's the type of leadership we need. Leadership that listens first. How can you lead and you've never did an assessment? And the assessment comes from gathering the empirical data from the actual voter, right? This is the time right now. This is our opportunity. And that's what the voters showed you in the primary. That they are willing to fight for hardworking people to have a voice in the U.S. Senate. One that understands that everyone deserves healthy and safe communities, no matter where they live in the state of Tennessee. And that there are three pillars that builds up a healthy and safe community. High quality education, an environment with a just transition away from pollution, and an economy that's built for hard-working families, not Wall Street. Wall Street has a lot of people in the U.S. Senate working for it well. But however hardworking people, we still looking for relief in some of our neighborhoods. Whether it be child care, which you need for an economy that works for hardworking families, raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour with an index to increase as the prices of goods and services increase or stays the same, and lifelong learning. You need that for hardworking families to be able to transition into the new technologies that we're coming. And we all need clean air, clean water, and clean soil. It's undeniable, right? Farmers can't farm, and that's 33% of our agribusiness in Tennessee, right? That's 30% of our business, 33%. Now, we know that my opponent is not listening right now. But they are paying attention because they're changing their message. Now he comes from humble beginnings. And so that means we got him on the run. And we want him to keep that same energy and running behind us until we cross the finish line first on November 3rd. What I need you to do is first getting people engaged at the basic level. Let's talk about the census. In order for me to lead next year, when I'm elected as your first African-American U.S. Senator from the state of Tennessee, I need people to do that census. Because that's the only way I could appropriate funds for the communities that need it. And if you don't know what that means secure the bag and bring it back home. Our schools need it. Our small businesses need it. Our infrastructure needs it. In a way that we need clean water for every household. So our whole water system needs to be replaced. Yes, our whole energy grid needs to be updated to clean renewable energy. Our sewage system needs to be updated because we smell what's coming from that other party. A bunch of them. Because what we do with our waste can determine what happens next in our society. And that's on all levels, whether it be in the Republican Party or what you throw away. We have an opportunity to forge past racism, build true pathways out of poverty by ensuring that public education is high quality no matter what zip code you come in, or whether you're in rural Tennessee or South Memphis, Williamson County, or Johnson City. The time is now. Dig in deep. If you got money to give, max out. Because we need the money. Because we got to reach more people. It goes to reaching voters. If you got time to give it to us. We need that too. Because that is the only way that we can reach your neighbors. And I bet if we sat down and I gave you a map of Tennessee, you got family and neighbors all across the state. Raise your hand if you do. That's the relational organizing that's going to get us across the finish line. Find out who's registered. Register them if they're not. Find out who's voting. Tell them who you're voting for. Don't let it be no secret. Tell them why you voted for them. So they can feel that same energy. And they're going to call their friends and their family. David and Goliath, there were 5 stones that he went and picked at the river. Well, we're going to look at the 5 stones to flip the state. At the highest level of the song is to flip the state. In the state, we got cities. And we have communities, and we have families. The only one stone that's get us started and to the finish line is you, the voter. Because you are connected to a family, you're connected to a community, you're connected to cities, and you're connected to this great state of Tennessee and everything that it can be by us working together. My name is Marquita Bradshaw, and I'm working hard to be your next United States Senator. Thank you so much. Go to the website, marquitabradshaw.com.